Nama Om Vishnu Bedaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pachayani Nivishesha Shunyavadi Prashkajaya Desatarni Vancha Kalpatarabhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Bhave Vaishnavebhya Namo Namaha Chaitanya Chatam Bhoja Mukundalaya Bhaje Yesham Prasharam Achana Paramapayama Bhavan. So I'm going to continue with the readings from Krisakrata's translation of Gauranga Stava Kalpa Vrksha. So I'll just read the last one again, the first one again, text one. Gauranga Hridaya Udama Madayati. When everyone sees his graceful motions, they reject the graceful mad elephant. And when they see his face, they spit at the moon. He is as splendid as a golden mountain, and the ways of his words are like nectar. May the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu awaken in my heart and madden me with love. So I mentioned Gauranga Stava Kalpa Vrksha. These are all included in Chaitanya Charitamrita Anchalila. Starting with Anchalila verse chapter 16 to chapter 20. You'll find these verses by Raghunath Das Goswami. So text number 2. Actually, they're all descriptions of Lord Chaitanya in Jagannath Puri, not in Navadvip, or on the bank of Godadvari, or even in Vrindavan. These are all glorifying Lord Chaitanya Gauranga when he was in Jagannath Puri. Text 2. Decorating himself with the jewels of paleness, becoming stunned, stuttering, trembling, shedding tears and bodily hairs, erect with joy, laughing and perspiring. And as he danced for the pleasure of Lord Jagannath, may that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arise in my heart and madden me with love. Gauranga Hridaya Mam Umadayati. Hridaya Udaya Mam Udayati. Text 3. Staggering about in ecstasy, sprinkling everyone with the reddish water from his eyes, joyfully biting his charming lips with his teeth and trembling as he dances. May that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arise in my heart and madden me with love. Text number 4 describes when he's at the house of Kasi Misra. Sometimes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to the house of Kasi Misra. Actually, he lived in the house of Kasi Misra. There he would become greatly aggrieved, feeling separation from Krishna. The joints of his transcendental body would become slackened, and his arms and legs would become elongated. Rolling on the ground, the Lord would cry out in distress in a faltering voice and weep very sorrowfully. May the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu awaken in my heart and madden me with love. So, of course, this text 4 specifically refers to Lord Chaitanya's feelings of separation because he has adopted the mood of Radharani. There's a verse, Radha Bhav Prabhu Sada Abhiman. Sada means always. Abhiman means conception. Radha Bhav. Prabhu. Mahaprabhu is always in the conception of Radha Bhav. So this was particularly demonstrated in the last 18 years of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life. Prior to that, it was somewhat concealed. In Navadvip, sometimes Lord Chaitanya would exhibit the mood of Nrsingadev. Sometimes he would exhibit the mood of Vraha. Shrivas. was reciting the Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra, the 1,000 names of Vishnu, and he came to the name of Nrsimhadev. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard that, he adopted Nrsimha Bhav, which is Rudra, anger. And he ran into the streets in an angry mood, saying, I will destroy the miscreants, I will kill them. So this is Rudra, this is anger. Anger is actually a secondary relationship with Krishna. The primary relationships with Krishna are Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. So this is called Mukhya. And Gauna Ras means secondary, and there are 7. Astonishment, Adbhuta, Vira, chivalry, Vibhatsa, ghastliness, Bhaya, fear, Hasya. Hasya means laughter. Rudra, anger. And then one more. What is the last one? Karuna, compassion. These are secondary relationships. They come and they go. But the original or primary relationships, they don't come and go, they stay. If you're in Shantaras, you're in Shantaras. If you're in Dasyaras, then that's it. Sakyaras. Of course, you may be in Sakyaras, and that may be the primary relationship you have with Krishna, but it may become more intimate. For instance, the cowherd boys are in friendship with Krishna, and Arjuna on the battlefield is also in friendship with Krishna, but Arjuna's friendship is more reverential. But the basic relationship is Sakya, friendship. It doesn't go away. It's supplemented. Whereas these Gauna Rasas, the 7, they come and they go. Almost like Sanchari Bhavs. You have the ocean, and in the ocean there are waves. A wave comes up, Udaya, Bhav Udaya, it's created. And then one wave hits another wave, meeting, Bhav Sabalya. And then the wave goes down into the ocean again. Bhav Shanti goes into the ocean again. So Lord Chaitanya primarily expressed the feeling of Radha Bhav when he was at Jagannath Puri, Gambhira. And this is the house of Kasi Misra. We can actually go to Jagannath Puri, and I think many of you may have gone, and you can see that house of Kasi Misra. And in that house, towards the back of that, Kasi Misra's house, is Gambhira. And this is the room where Lord Chaitanya lived. You're not allowed in the room. Of course, if you bribe, you can achieve anything. But I never got to go in the room, but then I also never tried to bribe. But you can look through the window, and then in that, there's a light. Apparently the lamp has been burning for 500 years. They keep it burning all the time. It's not like Eskom in South Africa, where the power is cut. And then looking through the window, you can see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's shoes, wooden shoes, covered in chandan, and also a pot. So this is where Lord Chaitanya lived, very simply, not in a 5-star, not even a 4-star. I guess it would be like half a star. And he felt feelings of separation from Krishna in the mood of Radharani. Very esoterical, Not an easy thing to understand. So this is the house of Kasi Misra. And many times devotees go there, they have the kirtan. It's very wonderful. And in the hall, just next to that, in Kasi Misra's house. Sometimes I would meditate. There's a balcony, and above the balcony there's rooms. So I would fantasize if I could have that room and possibly all of those rooms and live up there. And then chant Krishna's holy name and pray to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Gambhira with Sarup Damodar. And of course, Sarup Damodar's identity is that he is Lalita Devi, entered into Sarup Damodar's body, mind, Ramananda Roy, and that's Vishaka. She entered into Ramananda Roy, and then there's Kashishvara. Kashishvara was very strong, and he used to walk in front of Lord Chaitanya and clear the pathway in case there were too many people trying to touch Lord Chaitanya's feet. He was a god brother of Lord Chaitanya. Kashishvara in Krishna Lila is Bringara. Yes, Bringara, that's right. A servant. And then Govinda himself. Govinda is also a god brother of Lord Chaitanya. In other words, both Kashishvara and Govinda were disciples of Ishvara Puri. And then Ramai and Nandai, they used to collect water and assist. And then we have Balabhadra Bhattacharya. We had Chotaharidas, Badaharidas. We hear stories of Chotaharidas, how later he was rejected by Lord Chaitanya. He was actually rejected. Lord Chaitanya, these were his pastimes. So Lord Chaitanya was taking prasad, and he appreciated the fine taste of the rice. And he asked, I think it was Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, where the rice came from. And he was told Chotaharidas went and begged it from Madhavi. Now Madhavi was a sister of Sakhi Mahiti. And Madhavi was very elderly, and she was a lady. In Krishna Lila, she is, I forget, Kalakeli. So when Lord Chaitanya heard that Chotaharidas went to beg the rice from Madhavi, he said, from this day on, I do not want Chotaharidas to come into my presence. Now, Chotaharidas used to lead kirtan. He was a very wonderful singer, kirtaniya. So when he heard this, Chotaharidas was devastated. He started fasting. And the devotees, on behalf of Chotaharidas, they petitioned Lord Chaitanya. Whatever he did was very minor. Please allow him to come into your association. And Lord Chaitanya refused. Lord Chaitanya said that if one has become a tyagi or renunciant, and he looks at the face of a woman, then he's a disgrace. I do not want him. It's against etiquette. So apparently, Chotaharidas had gone to the abode of Madhavi, and within that kitchen there was a young lady, and Chotaharidas had some attraction to her. And of course, Lord Chaitanya, being fully cognizant, knowing past, present, and future, he knew. So this is why he banned Chota Haridas from coming to see him. So the devotees continued trying to represent Chota Haridas, Ramananda Roy, asking Lord Chaitanya to be more lenient and to again allow Chota Haridas into his association. This went on for some time, to the point that Lord Chaitanya said, if you raise this point up again, I will leave Jagannath Puri. I will go to Alanath. I will leave. So all the devotees backed off. And then, after some time, Chota Haridas left Jagannath Puri. It's understood he went to Prayag. Prayag is a very nice name. Confluence of the Jamuna, Saraswati and Ganges. And apparently he drowned himself. So 1 year later, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Oh, Chota Haridas, you can invite him back into my presence." Then the devotees, they said, well, there is some story that he went to Prayag and he drowned himself. And Lord Chaitanya mildly smiled and said, for one who is Vantasi, this is appropriate prayaschita, atonement. So Vantasi means someone who has vomited and they eat the vomit again. So Vantasi means someone who is sannyasi or tyagi, Babaji renounced, that again engages in sense gratification. So you may think Lord Chaitanya was a little too harsh, but the story continues in Chaitanya Charitamrita that one time Swarup Damodar, Ramananda Roy, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, they were walking on the beach and they heard what they thought was Chota Haridas singing. And then one of them said, that's Chota Haridas's voice, and we're hearing it on the beach. I think he's taken birth as a ghost. And Swarup Damodar said, that is not possible, because he chanted Hare Krishna. He could not have taken birth as a ghost. So the conclusion is he was singing for the pleasure of Lord Chaitanya. He was singing, but in a subtle body, you couldn't see him. Then we go a stage further, and in the Gora, Gana, Sarup, Chandrika Tattva, it's a real mouthful, Gora, Gana, Sarup, or Shilbhaksidanta referred to as the Gora, Gana, Chandrika. He referred to this scripture by Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur in a commentary on the Chaitanya Bhagavat, which was printed in 1932. It's mentioned that all the personalities in Krishna Lila, who they were in Gaur Lila. So it is said that Chota Haridas was none other than Kunjari Manjari. So in other words, he was a gopi in the group of Radharani or Lalita or Vishaka. Kunjari Manjari. Manjaris are the young gopi associates. So in other words, this whole episode is not Mahamaya. Anything to do with Gaur Lila, it's not Mahamaya, it's Yogamaya. And Lord Chaitanya arranged this, or Yogamaya arranged this, in order to show how strict one has to be. But Chota Haridas is the eternal associate. So it wasn't Mahamaya. Now we are covered by the modes of nature, ignorance, passion, or goodness. Our illusion, when we're attracted to the opposite sex, male or female, or as now is accepted, as we're attracted towards the same sex, is Mahamaya. But Chotaharidas is Yogamaya. That's my understanding. The same would be Ramachandra Puri, who criticized Lord Chaitanya. He has understood Jatila entered into Ramachandra Puri according to the Gora Gana Chandrika. So this Gaur Leela is very wonderful. And Chotaharidas continued to associate with Lord Chaitanya. But Lord Chaitanya wanted to show how strict one has to be if you're the Acharya. And Lord Chaitanya was the Acharya. How strict you have to be if you want to be a sannyasi. How strict, how a slightest deviation can cause problems. So Lord Chaitanya wanted to show this with this pastime of Chotaharidas. So we take shelter of Lord Chaitanya, Nitai, Advaita, Garadha, Srivas, and their associates, Haridas Thakur, Chotaharidas, Badaharidas, Ramachandra Acharya, Tapanacharya. There's 37 associates of Lord Chaitanya and Jagannath Puri. Of course, these are the principal associates, but there's many others also. Chutananda. Chutananda was the eldest son of Advaita Acharya. He became an associate of Lord Chaitanya living in Jagannath Puri. So we pray to Lord Chaitanya, our Guru Parampara, that they can give us some mercy and that we can some or other meditate, or some thoughts of Lord Chaitanya and Gambhira come to us. Some thoughts of Lord Chaitanya running on the bank of the Bay of Bengal in Jagannath Puri can come to us. Offering my respect to all the Vaishnavas, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vancha Kalpa Turubhyasa, Kripa Sindhubhya, Patitanam Bhavanebhya, Vaishnavibhi Namo Namaha, Gau Premanandi Hari Hari Bol.